Hey y'all, this weekend was the Denso NHRA Sonoma Nationals in Sonoma, California. This is the third race of the Western Swing. You know, they go to Denver, then to Seattle, then now they're in Sonoma. They had a lot of stuff going on. They had for the first time, they had a Pro Stock Motorcycle All-Star Call-Out race, which was really cool, and it's really interesting how it all played out. We'll get to that in 1 second. And they also had the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge, where the previous race semis race each other in qualifying. We're going to get to that too. And if you don't want to know the results, keep on scrolling. So I mentioned they had the All-Star Pro Stock Motorcycle Call-Out race, which was a really cool deal to watch. Gage Herrera got to come out and call his first person, which was Chase Van Sant. Hector Arana called out Steve Johnson. Eddie Krawick said since it's a Denso race, he thinks that the Denso bikes should race each other. So he called out Mark Ingersoll, which left Matt Smith and Angie Smith, who are married, who are sponsored by Denso too. So they had to run each other, and they were not happy about it. But as you can see, Gage took out Chase, Hector took out Steve, Eddie Krawick took out Mark, and Angie beat Matt on a hole shot. She was 17 to his 56. So that's how it went down first round. Then second round, Gage comes out and calls out Hector. He breaks in the burnout box. He goes on run 673. That left Eddie and Angie. Angie got Eddie with 678 to his 688. So Gage and Angie to run in the finals. Gage Herrera is your All-Star Call-Out Pro Stock Motorcycle Challenge winner. Angie had to get out of it, so congrats to Gage. So not only do they have the Pro Stock Motorcycle Call-Out Challenge, they had the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge, where the semis from the previous race, which would have been Seattle, race each other during qualifying for extra bonus cash and extra bonus points. So the four that take on each other are Clay Milligan, my brother, taking on Doug Coletta, and Steve-O Torrance taking on Sean Langdon. Clay Milligan with 379 takes out Doug Coletta with 453. Steve Torrance takes out Sean Langdon 376 to a 589. So Steve-O and Clay on to the finals, Tennessee versus Texas. At the finals, Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty, Clay versus Steve, staging them up. Congrats to Steve-O. He ran 378 with an 8. Clay ran 378 with a 1. So that's 2 for Steve-O for the Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge back to back. So congrats to the Capco boys. Okay, for Funny Car, Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge was Blake Alexander versus Tim Wilkerson, J.R. Todd versus Chad Green. Okay, so Blake Alexander takes out Tim Wilkerson. Well, not really. Tim took out himself when he crossed the center line. Blake ran 410. J.R. Todd took out Chad Green, 409 with a 7 to a 409 with a 5. A tight race. J.R. and Blake to the finals. Okay, the finals, tough break for Blake Alexander. They ended up having to push him back. So single for JR, he ran 397. That's his first win for the Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. So congrats to him and his team and his crew chief, John Oberhofer. That's Jim O's brother. On Sunday, Pro Stock Motorcycle, number 1 qualifier ended up being Gage Herrera. No surprise. 672, 199 miles an hour. That's his 6th number 1 qualifying spot. Okay, Sunday, Pro Stock Motorcycles. The finals are Matt Smith versus Gage Herrera. As you can see, Matt Smith has a problem trying to get his bike started. He had the same issue in Seattle last weekend in the semis against Eddie Krawick. I don't know what happened. I never heard what the problem was. It gives Gage the single. Gage runs 677 to take the win. That's his 6th win this season. So congrats to that team. Wow, that's all I can say. So that's a first for Pro Stock Motorcycle to ever sweep the swing, because they've never even had Pro Stock motorcycles on the swing for all 3 races. So he won all 3 races, but today, or this weekend, he was number 1 qualifier, won the All-Star Pro Shootout for the bikes, and won the race. So it just seems like there's no stopping that team. We'll see. It continues. Funny car. Bob Tasca, #1 qualifier, 393, 324 miles an hour. That's his 4th #1. Now, he got knocked out second round by J.R. Todd. J.R. Todd goes on to the finals to face Chad Green. So, J.R. takes on Chad Green in the finals. Dan Wilkerson, that's Tim's kid, getting him in. J.R. Todd takes the win, 397 to Chad Green's 403. Congrats to him and his team. That was a Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty win and a Sunday win. So congrats to them. Top Fuel. Austin Propp, #1 qualifier, 370, 331 miles an hour. That's his first #1 qualifier this season. Now he gets knocked out second round by the man to beat this season, Justin Ashley. Proc is 376 to Justin Ashley's 374. Justin Ashley goes on to the final to face Antron Brown. And speaking of Antron Brown, he had a bit of a crazy run on Saturday afternoon when his wing struts looks like they collapsed right there. And you know that could have been really bad. A Top Fuel just depends a lot on the downforce on that wing. I'm just glad everything was okay. He got it stopped fine. He thought it was a hole out, is what he said, until he got out and saw it. Finals, Top Fuel, Antron Brown taking on Justin Ashley. Justin Ashley does a heck of a wheelie right there. Justin Ashley takes the win, 377 to Antron's 378. The margin of victory was 1/1000th of a second. That's his 5th win this season. That moves him back in front of Torrance for points by 32. So congrats to him and that team. Brother report, Clay Milliken, he had the Denso Parts Plus Biohaven car this weekend. It looks so good. He qualified #6 with a 374. I covered it in the Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. Even though they lost, they still had great runs all during qualifying. First round, he had Brittany Force. Sunday morning, David Grubnick gets Brittany down the track with the fastest time of the event, 370, ending Clay and his team's day. NHRA will be heading on to Topeka, Kansas, August the 13th. I don't know if you've heard, that's the last event for NHRA there. They're closing their doors, which is terrible news for that track and that area. But I did hear that another track has signed on, I guess in their place, Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa, Missouri. So that's good news. When one door closes, another one opens. Finally, because we've been hearing way too much of the doors closing and nothing opening. So good news on that part. Bittersweet for the people in Topeka. I know that's very heartbreaking. I know the feeling because we lost our track also. Anyways, on to the next one and results from me, so stay tuned.
Watch, like, subscribe, share.
They ain't even close. They ain't even close. Appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. See you in the next one.